And over 90% of the people you probably know in your network that are doing deals have some type of cash issue in their business unless they have a cash system that they're running all the time.
Yeah, you know what? You're 100% there. And you know what? Here's the funny part. They're not going to admit it.
Yeah.
They will not admit
Oh,
that because, like you said it too. It's embarrassing, right? You go, oh my
it
God.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
I know I'm not embarrassed because I learned from my mistakes. I tell people, hey, I screwed up. If you
Yeah.
mess up, you mess up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself, do I really know where my money is?
Yeah.
Do I really know where my
Exactly.
money is? You might have a pool of money, but that's not where your money is.
Hey, welcome back to the Profit First REI podcast. I'm excited about this episode. I think, John, I may have had you on years ago, but I am so excited to have you back because we're doing some cool things together and actually collaborating with this podcast guest. So, John Morey, how are you, man?
But this is long overdue, you and I, my friend. This is long overdue. Yes, it's
It
like a
really
while
is.
back. It was so long ago. I don't know, maybe 6, 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. Early, this is like
Right.
early on in my stage of where I'm at. So,
Yeah.
and now that we both have grown, so now it's time to do it again.
Right. And like our kids too, like looking back at pictures when I first met you, like my girl was like a baby and
Yes.
your kids were like what, sub 5 years old or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like everyone was really tiny back then. So it's been awesome being with each other during this whole time. And I tell anyone who will listen to me, there's several people that have helped me on the Profit First journey. So if you're listening to this podcast, if you've listened to any of mine or haven't listened, like I usually say Rich Lennon for sure, Tom Olson, John Morey, like these are a couple of the people that have helped me. Like, John, you helped me when I first got off the ground. Like, you liked Profit First. You were there during this whole time. So I appreciate you. So this is kind of an appreciation podcast as well. So thanks for not only being on here, but for being such an encouragement all these years as well, too.
Yeah, well, my friend, when you first brought that up, especially when I came to you for some help, and when you did that, I said, you know what? We have to tell all these investors that are struggling, and well, not just regular investors, but people that are in the business. They don't understand the power of this. They don't even have to really buy just your book anyway. They can just start off with Mike McAllowitz, right? Because that's how you turn me
Yeah.
on to that first, and
Yep.
that's how you followed all this. And just that basic concept there, man, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what we want to focus on because we got some cool things happening. I'm actually going to spoil the ending right now because if you jump off before the end, you won't hear this. But John and
Sure.
I are hosting a workshop together in Huntsville, Alabama on April 11th, 2026. So if you're listening to this and it's past that date, sorry, you can't come to it live. But if you're listening to it live, then it's April 11th, 2026. Go to simplecfo.com/John Morey if you would like to sign up. I'd love to see you there. But we are going to talk about Profit First. I want to dive into John's story. I want to get to you to know more about John. If you don't know John, John's an incredible investor, helps a lot of people, has a heart of gold, really is a true go-giver. If you've ever read that book by Bob Berg, this is something that John is as well too. So I just want you to know we're hosting a workshop together. I'm super excited because I don't do this much. Like I really don't. I've had a
I know.
couple people that I've partnered with over the years, and one was Pam Fisher. If you don't know her, she's out of, I believe it's
She's
North
amazing.
Carolina. She's an amazing human being. She was the first one that took a chance on me doing a workshop years ago. And I'll never forget, we had about 20 people in the room, and it was an incredible experience because then people took and actually implemented Profit First. And I still have people from that group that come up to me and say, I'm so glad I was there. And I have more money in my business now than if I would have done nothing or if I wouldn't have come. So that's where John and I want to help you keep more of the money you're making. But enough about that. John, I want to dive into your story. Like, tell about your journey, specifically around Profit First. Like, what made you even reach out? Why, like going that? And then obviously we'll talk about the after as well, too.
Yeah. Well, I knew that you were big on it when you were thinking about writing the book, and so,
Yeah.
and I decided, hey, let me just go ahead and get that book. And when I did, but that was actually because of your recommendation. I first came to you and we talked about it. I told you what my issue was, and I didn't understand why that was happening. But then you said, John, you have to buy the book by Mike McAllowitz. You have to do that. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and do that. So, and then when I did, that actually opened up my eyes. And then when you said you're going to write this book, based on that, specifically for the real estate investors. Oh man, I just got excited. I said, This is all." I got that book right away too. It's very important that people understand that it doesn't matter which level you're at. You have to start. You have to start here. Let me tell you what happened to me. So I learned this from from David here, that most of us, we have this one bucket of money. Everything just goes there. Everything goes there. But then here we are when the time comes, for example, let's say a capex happened, or now you have to pay your real estate taxes, or just some kind of emergency that happens. You used to have all this money, but because the money goes in and out, in and out, in and out like crazy, then when this big event happens, you don't have anything. You don't have enough. That's what got me. I didn't have enough to pay for my taxes because I didn't
Mm,
allocate it correctly. So, and I learned from David that is actually a common mistake. And I didn't know this,
very.
so I'm like, oh my Lord. So then when I corrected my problem, of course, it took a little bit of while, right? I did what I had to do, paid my taxes, and then you start learning how to allocate, and you start small. This is what David told me. John, you got to start small. You don't need to put, like, for example, there's a bucket called, paying your profit first, you first. You could start with 1% or something, $100. Start with that. Then before you know it, once you settle down, now you see where things are going. Aha. Now you could increase that for you. Now you're paying yourself a little bit more. That was my big problem. I was not paying me. That was huge. I wasn't paying me. So yeah, so
Yeah.
because of that, I do encourage many of you, if not all of you, at least, look at this. And we're only gonna have 30 people, only 30 people at this event. And we want it small for one main reason. David wants to be able to connect with you personally and touch you. Well, not
Hmm.
not really like this, but be, be able to be there with you instead of having a big class of 200 people that it's hard to connect with those people. But 30, intimate. I like that. How's that, my
Yeah.
friend?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to this so much because I love the smaller group settings. We can really make a difference in that smaller group setting. And one thing you touched on, John, that I want to highlight is that what you just said there, you didn't know that it was a common mistake. Like you didn't have enough for the taxes. You didn't know, like, oh man, I must have screwed up. Shouldn't I know to do this? Like these are a lot of the thoughts that I hear or people come to us. Like literally this week, John, I've had multiple calls this week, last week, where people were like, you're going to laugh at me, or like, I'm embarrassed to tell you where I am. And I usually end up telling those people that tell me that, like, you're not even the worst case I've seen this week or this month. Like, it's okay. Like, I promise. And those people that you could just see it, their shoulders and like the tension just releases right away
Oh yeah.
because they're like, oh, I'm not different. Like, or I'm not like this oddball. Like, everyone else doesn't have it figured out. And if you're sitting there, and this is where, John, too, if you can attest to this, it doesn't matter if you're doing like one deal a month, one deal a quarter, one deal a day. Like if you don't have some of these just practical things in place, you can feel this same pain. Like you're not paying yourself, or you don't have the money when tax time comes, or you're not able to do the fun things. Like John, like we don't just get in this business just to be able to do real estate. We want to do
Good.
what the real estate offers us, right? It's like
Oh yeah.
that's what we're really in it for. Because I know you, John, right now. I know John well enough that I know his son is a soccer star. Like he's going to be, the next soccer whiz out there. So he's going to bend it like Beckham. Just kidding. There's a 2000s reference for you. So this is where I know that for real estate, for you, John, one of your big things is probably how can I connect more with my son with soccer? Like, will it give me the flexibility? Can I go on these trips? Can I pay for these things? Like, and that's where a lot of people, they don't just want to block the negative, like, oh, the taxes, I can't pay. It's like, I want to also take the positive too, of like, I want to be able to have that financial freedom. So I want to say thank you for saying that, John, because so many people start there. They're like, no one else is in this position, right? Like no, everyone else has it figured out, or they're paying their taxes somehow. And it's like, well, no, I promise you, like over 90% of the people you probably know in your network that are doing deals have some type of cash issue in their business unless they have a cash system that they're
Oh yeah.
running. all the times.
Yeah, you know what? You're 100% there. And you know what? Here's the funny part. They're not going to admit it.
Yeah.
They will not admit
Oh,
that because, like you said it too. It's embarrassing, right? You go, oh my
it
God.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
I know I'm not embarrassed because I learn from my mistakes. I tell people, hey, I screwed up. If you
Yeah.
mess up, you mess up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself, do I really know where my money is?
Yeah.
Do I really know where my
Exactly.
money is? You might have a pool of money, but that's not where your money is. It's just right there
Right.
because eventually that money is going to go out to where it needs to go. So
Yep.
by using the profit first method, now I know where my money is going, and the money that's left over, that's where I live off of. But then I also
Yeah.
have other stuff that now because of profit first, I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
great.
and this is where I want to give that feeling to other people and you too as well, John. I know you do. That's why we're putting this workshop on. It's also, John, that was so good. I'm so glad you hit on that point that most people won't admit it. And I get it. So sometimes they come to us because it's one on one. It's safe. It's like, hey, I might as well tell David everything. So I hear lots and lots and lots of stuff from lots of people. And you know what? I don't judge anyone because I've literally heard it all and I've lived some of this stuff. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
can bleed with some of the people like there where we've done lots of deals but not making money and all this stuff. And John, I think that's why too. We want only 30 people or less because we want you to be in a safe room where other people are going to be in the same thing. We've had a couple people sign up. I called the first person who signed up and she's a huge Profit First fan, but it's like before she went down the Profit First road, she was in the same boat. But it's like I love that there's going to be people in the room that have also already implemented and they're looking for the next step. What can I do next? What's the next thing on the list? To be able to like, how can I do more? Or how can I show other people? And I'm like, this is so cool. So that first phone call was really neat. So we were going to have people there that have been right where you are. And maybe some people too that are down the road a little bit so that you can see it working. So that's why I'm super excited about this one. But if you can't tell, me and John are really excited. We want to see you there in Huntsville. Let me put that. I forgot I can do this. Let me do this. simplecfo.com/John
That's awesome.
Morey. So there it's on the screen. If you go to YouTube, if you're just listening to the podcast, you got to actually type it into your computer. But if you're there on YouTube, that's the link there, simplecfo.com/John Morey. Now, John, some of the things over the years with Profit First, has anything either been surprising or has there been any cool wins or something that you'd like to share where it's like, okay, before we were feeling this way and then on the other side, here's some of the cool things or some of the things that I don't have to worry about anymore?
Yeah. Well, for me, um, cool. I just feel comfortable. I'm
Mhm.
not that worried anymore. So
Yeah.
that's for me. That's peace of mind. I like that a lot.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind. I like that a lot. Now the other one is I am as much as we don't like to pay taxes, right? That's the big thing for us. We don't like to pay
Yes.
taxes, but I have that now that I don't have to worry about that ever. When the money comes in, oh, excuse me. I learned from you. You got to allocate it. So allocation is important. So now that money is allocated where it needs to go. So when tax time comes around, man, it's easy for me now because my bucket's right there. I just get on the computer and just start paying my taxes when the taxes are due. That for me is huge. Um, I just know that there's quite a few people out there that they're gonna snub it or something like that. Well, that's fine. If you want to work under chaos and in that one bucket, that's fine if you're used to chaos that way. I was there before, but until I saw that I didn't have enough money, I had a bucket of money. There's lots of money in there, but it wasn't enough to pay for my taxes. That's what was the eye opening for me. John, you got to change what you're doing, and thank you,
Mm.
David, for that. So that's when my big aha there was now I do not worry about paying my taxes or anything else. I do have my CapEx bucket. I have all sorts of different buckets. All those things are there. So if something does happen, I have it covered. And this system, like you
Yeah.
said, you have to have the system in place to do this. And I don't think about it because your
Mm.
book shows that here's how you automate all this stuff. That's the beauty of technology today. You can
You're right.
automate all these things.
Systems.
Yeah, yeah, I got my system. It just comes in and goes where it needs to go, and then actually, I check what I need to check every day. But mostly is my remainder bucket. That's where I live off of. So now I can gauge. Okay, Can I buy this? Can I buy this? Just for the sake of it. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, because things how you have to allocate things correctly. And there you go. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not stressed out anymore.
No, I love that. I love that because so many people, that's one of the biggest feedback I get when I actually interview people, like when they've been down this road. One of the things they say is exactly what you said, is peace of mind. And I love that, where it's like, I love what you said too. It's like, you don't even think about it. It's
Yeah.
such a system now. It's such a part of who you are. And with the online technology to be able to set up these systems, it's like you don't have to think about it very much, which is very cool. But I want to go down a little bit of the, okay, you as an investor, what kind of exit strategies are you doing? And then I'd like to talk about, like, is profit first for anyone in the real estate space? So what are you doing specifically, John? And then we'll go on that tangent in a little bit.
Okay. Well, we all have to learn how to pivot, right? Time
Yes.
time
Yes, we do.
shows us this. You have to learn how to pivot. So the biggest thing for me right now are two things. One is I am accumulating more buy and holds for
Awesome.
for rentals. I'm more. I didn't like them early on, but then now because there's systems in place that I have, I do have a property manager. So now I'm okay to just let that go because I already know I am not going to be a good property manager. I already know that. So I know my weakness. I'm not a good property manager. I'm too tough. She is firm and very good. So I said, "You're it. You take care of that." So that's one. Then the other one is, of course, I love the tiny home community. So that's where I'm at right now. I have 3.28 acres that we've already developed. We have 4 homes there at the moment. And now we're just in that screening process of getting the right people in there. So my ultimate goal will be more buy and holds, and then have 2 or 3 more tiny home communities. So then I can just ease into just methodically purchasing more property without trying to rush. Not like when I first started, I got fired. So I had to really just knock it out. Thank
Yeah.
God that the timing was actually 2018, 2019. That's where I actually, boom, I just shot it because I was closing a lot of properties, and thank God for the connections, the private lenders and all that.
Yep.
So it was happening fast. So now I can coast a little bit, without killing myself. So that's where I'm going with. And yes, I like to have my meetups, help people with discussions. It's free. Oh, it's great. There, remember the saying that you have to be in the room?
Yes. Yep.
This right here, we solve problems at the meetups that I host, or the meetup that I host. People show up, and we're the doers. We're not the tire kickers. People show up there and bring problems, bring tips. Oh, it's great. And then yes, things get funded there also, which is a
Cool.
good thing. Oh yeah, you just I have a couple of friends that they just talk about their situation. Before you know it, somebody's taking them on the outside. Hey, let's talk about your situation. Let me fund that. Just like that,
Hmm. That's
So
awesome.
if you're not in the room, that's not gonna happen.
So, John, if they're in that area in Huntsville, Alabama, like, do you have a link or something, or like, how can they find, or is it a Facebook group, or like, how do they find if they want to go to that meetup? Because I want
Yeah,
to make
they
sure
can just
to
go to
spotlight
Meetups
that
in North Alabama Investors,
on
so
the
they
meetup site.
yeah, on the meetup site, yeah,
Okay,
meetup.com.
cool.
Just go North
Yep.
Alabama Investors, just, find that on the meetup site, they'll find me, or on Facebook, just look for me there, I'm good. Yeah, a
John is
lot of
all
people
over Facebook.
yeah, people
So,
find me.
yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that's how you can get there. Because if you're listening to this and you just found this randomly and you'd like to attend that, John hosts a monthly meetup where he talks about real estate. So if you want to go there, this is someone I highly endorse and recommend. There, where this is not just going to be where someone's pitching you from the stage at the front of the room. This is where deals happen, where someone's coming in there to teach you or to collaborate. Like, okay, what are the issues? What are we going to work through? So John hosts an amazing meetup in his area. So go and find him on meetup.com, Northern Alabama, that look for that. Or if you're on Facebook, John's all over Facebook. So just type in John Morey or
Yeah,
John Morey,
you'll
Northern
find me.
Alabama. He also runs sometimes, it's for the last few years, he's done an actual meetup where he flies in investors from all over the country near the end of the year as well too. So just look out for John and what he's doing, because whether he does it or he's, like what he's doing with me with the workshop, he's always got something happening. So this is someone you'd want to follow in the real estate space. He'd be a great person to be able to connect with. Just make sure that if you connect, that you're also a go-giver and you're not just looking to take. It's also that give and take relationship. So I just always want to remind people of that. But this is why I'm excited to do this workshop with John, because he's a mover and shaker, and we do things. We're not just going to teach you in that room. We're going to actually do stuff with you. I already had requests like from a couple of the people that have reached out already and signed up. One of them was like, okay, I have profit first. How do I know when to scale? So we're going to, like, if you already have a business and you're wondering, how do I take this to the next level? We're going to teach that. If you're like, I have no idea where to start, we're going to teach you just the basics, the foundation to get you started. And since there's people in the room that have started, we can give you live examples of what to do. We're also going to, John, I know you and I have talked about this, and I'm really excited about this. By April 11th, when we do this workshop, we should actually have some workbooks for you to follow along with, depending on your exit strategy. So here's what we're going to have there with what we've got. We've got wholesalers. We've got, if you're a fix and flipper, if you do creative deals, if you have a rentals or like any type of buy and hold, and then multifamily as well too. So we're going to have those specific exit strategies covered. If you're like, well, I'm doing short term or long term, or I'm doing this, I'm doing co-living. It's like, we're going to have something there that will at least give you some good guidance and steps, even if you're in a specific niche in real estate, even if you're doing land or whatever you might be doing. If you come to this event, we're going to give you workbooks as well, which this has not been released. These are not on Amazon yet. We're going to do this live and person for the first time. So if you want to do this and go through this with me and John, we're going to host that. We're going to walk you through that. I'm super excited about that as well too. So John, I love how you've been able to pivot over the years, and that's where I want to be able to give people peace of mind, where no matter what type of real estate they're doing, Profit First can work for you, because Profit First is a set of principles. So it's a set of principles. And I love what you said too, John. I want to highlight this. You said, I have rentals, or I'm more open to rentals now because you have systems in place.
Yes.
That is so key, where so many people are like, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to go down this rabbit hole, but they have no systems and it's just running it. Or they have this business that they have like wholesaling over here and like it's going well, but then they add rentals and then they take some of the resources from the wholesaling company to the rentals. And it's like, then the wholesaling falters and then the rentals are faltering. It's like, what are you doing? And that's what I liked what you said. You know yourself, John, it sounds like I'm not going to be a great property manager. So I need property management and I need systems in place to help me.
You bet.
This is why we're doing the workshop, because most people don't have systems for their money. They don't have a system to tell every dollar where to go. And that, John, I'm just going to give them some more of the secret sauce here. It's like, if you're listening to this and thinking you're in real estate, but you're an entrepreneur, you're not. You're playing the game of money, but no one's taught you how to play and how to set it up or how to keep winning. And that's why I want John there. That's why I'm so excited that John's hosting, because he's like someone that's actually gone down this road. He can show you things. He can tell you his stories just like he's telling here. But then there's other people in the room like that. And then I can tell you where it works, and we want to help you get up and running. That was a lot of talking. Here's the link again. There's simplecfo.com/John Morey. But do you see, I just get so excited because I'm like, I want to help.
I'm gonna call this guy out. I hope he shows up. He's close by. He's a good friend of ours. Okay.
Do it.
Joey English. I hope. Oh, you see, you're
I can. Yeah,
see,
I will text him directly.
Yes,
Oh
please text him
man.
directly. Now, Joey is amazing. He was one of my speakers at my Southern Charm event. Now, if Joey, if you can come, this will be a wonderful addition that you can tell these people your path. Because your path this is why you connected with David. Your path is actually a true testament of this system, how it works. You are it. Because I know your story. So, but I'd rather that you show up if you can, and then talk to these people, and David will probably connect with you.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. And if you're listening to this, I talk about Joey English a ton because he was one of my best friends and still is when I first started this journey. And then he dove into Profit First. He worked with us. It was an incredible experience. And we keep in touch, and he's an incredible human being. So even if he doesn't show up live in person, which I would
We'll
love that, I
talk
will
bad
definitely
about
tell his story there.
yeah, we'll talk bad about him.
Right? We'll talk about it no matter what. But
Yeah.
no, he's been an incredible encouragement to me as well too. This is why, John, I'm so excited about stuff like this because so many people have poured into me over the years, and it's like now I get to tell your guys' story, and like
Oh, yeah.
now it's like even if I've been a small part of it, it's like now you guys are the ones that are saying, "Hey, go and do this, go and do," because this is a system that you need in place. So if you're listening to this, I would love for you to be in this room so that way we can talk to you later on as well too. Talk to you 6 months from now, talk to you a year. Like I want to keep in touch with you to be like, how is your journey going? Because we want to. We want you to be successful not just tomorrow, but like in 5 years from now, in 10 years, because this can become a part of who you are. John gave you part of the secret sauce too. Like if you can automate as much as we teach you, then you don't even have to think about it. Like you can
You
have
don't
a
think about
system
it.
in place that runs exactly, and you don't have to think about it. And this is what we want to help you with. What are the best systems to set up? Where are we setting these things up? How does John doing this? Where did he set? We are going to give you the specifics. We're not going to hold anything back. I am not doing this event and then upselling you to a $10,000,
No,
another event where I give you even
no.
more of the secret sauce. No, none of that. This is literally we're going to put it all out on the table. It's ridiculously cheap as well too. I only did it for 197 this time
Oh,
because
yeah.
I wanted people to be there that are serious, but I also want to make it accessible. So if you're feeling like I'm in a cash crunch and I need this class and I need this workshop, then I want to make it accessible to you. But we only have 30 spots and we've already got a few people signed up. So again, it's simplecfo.com/John Morey. John, do you have any parting advice here before we let people go and
Yes.
register?
Yes, I came to my mind when you said, it's only 197. Let me
Yeah,
tell you, folks, I've invested a lot in myself through education. Look at my books behind me. Some of those, if they're horizontal, I have not read them yet. And I still buy. My wife goes, "You keep buying books." Well, I love to educate
that's
myself.
awesome.
So, and I do travel. I go to all these workshops and everything, and that's how I got connected, like with the Davids and all that. So it's very important that you invest in yourself. And okay, Huntsville, he's coming here, right? He's coming to see us. $200. Whoop de do, right? You can invest in yourself, and then you're gonna learn this all day. You're gonna learn, and I'm gonna be there too to help. Give you my chance, talk to you about what I do. And one more thing about Profit First is you could adjust that at any time. You would
Mm,
add more, or
yep.
if you want to delete some of those things, it's just really kind of like plug and play. Hey, you could talk to your bank. Hey, I want this account. Boom, done. But because as you grow, like that person said, when they want to scale. Well, when you scale, then things have to be added. So when you add things, then it's easy. So this is not it's not in a box. It's very
Yeah.
fluid. You could add how you want.
And that's why I love the workshop because if you have specific questions, even if you've implemented, like this lady, when I talked to her, she's like a huge fan. She's read the book, she's already implemented, but she has specific questions about her business. And that's what a workshop is for.
Yeah.
We want to work through, okay, what is your growth plan? What do you want to grow to? I like to go the coaching route a little bit and ask you, why do you want to grow? Like, is this really helping you get to where you want to be? Or is this just a vanity number that you want to reach? So it's like, this is where we can get a little bit deeper in that setting. So I'd really love to see you there. Again, it's simplecfo.com/John Morey. And if you go there and register, then we will reach out. We're also going to be reaching out to you to ask you as well what type of exit strategy you are, because we're going to bring a workbook specifically for you and your main exit strategy so we can work through that and you can have that tangible. Have an action plan. You will have that action plan walking away from this workshop. John, thanks so much for spending time with me here and telling your story and your journey. And do you have any last words here before you go?
Let's just have fun, right? Let's go ahead and have fun with David. Come on, guys. Come on, it's only $200. Let's go. Let's have some fun and learn and get better with your business.
And keep more of your cash. If
Get more of
nothing
your cash.
else,
Yes.
I'm going to help you at this event, at this workshop. I want to help you make profit a habit in your business, in your life. and not just something you're looking for, not just an event in the future, making profit a habit, not an event. I hope to see you there. Again, one more time, simplecfo.com/John-Morey. I'd love to see you in person, especially if you're one of the ones that listen to me. Like, I want to see you there. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And again, simplecfo.com/John-Morey. Hope to see you in person. That's it for today's show. Be sure to subscribe, review, and share this episode. If you're serious about financial systems and keeping more of your profit, visit simplecfo.com to take your free discovery call today.